Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, now campaign 27. We are in the new brand new campaign, ended up bringing in the Poison Gem, a green gem that poisons all enemies when taken. The mythic they end up getting for it, not too bad. A little bit situational as far as when you bring it out, but definitely usable. Especially with all the shininess that would end up ultimately getting. Ends up creating one green gem every single turn of the new Poison Gem, has the combination of Impervious into 50% spell reduction, which is a pretty good combination, and has a decently high damaging ability. Not like crazy high, but it does get to concentrate the damage as things die. Deals a bunch of damage to 4 enemies boosted by Poison Gems, and if the enemy is poisoned, it'll deal double damage, and if that becomes triple or gets an additional hit once it ends up getting, you know, its max shininess or shine level 2, that should end up working out pretty well. It's not like an insanely over-the-top amount of damage. There are definitely a lot of things in the game that will do way more. But, you know, if you're doing like a poison-oriented team, or if there's a very specific reason why you need like Impervious into spell reduction, could end up working out pretty nicely for a given team. But otherwise, yeah, like slightly above average. It's not bad, but it's not like anything too crazy. But if you're already creating, like, you know, a poison team, it's definitely a great thing just to plop onto the thing and be good to go. But yeah, the new power gem this season isn't really going to do much. Obviously, poison is not really that strong of a power gem, so you getting it or the enemy getting it is pretty relevant in most situations. Not too many troops end up gaining a benefit when poison, or, you know, when they lose HP. So either way you look at it, it's a pretty unintrusive gem for once. Probably one of the most unintrusive power gems we've had in a very long time, as it does pretty much nothing. Since obviously poison is a pretty outdated, very weak mechanic in the current state of the game, as it's never really been scaled higher. But some spoilers, if you didn't see the video we covered a little bit earlier today, it took a little while, or, you know, it came up a bit later than later than normal. But of course, we covered the weekly videos, all the weekly teams. That video is out a couple hours ago. However, there is one thing that happened during that video. We opened a dragon egg, and the thing finally happened. We have gotten the yellow evil dragon. It exists. It took 22. If we go to the Kinov, show all, it took us 22 total. This shows 0 because it's on the team, but you know, there should be 1 right there. But it took us 5, 8, 12, and then 22. 22 dragons deep, but we finally got it. Gem Dragons took us 27, but compared to Gem Dragons, this costs, I believe, slightly more Dragonite. Because let's do the math real quick. 27 times 500 is 13,500. But 22 of these times 600, what number is that? Yeah, so I basically spent the same amount of Dragonite on both. Gem Dragons took me 13,500. These took only 300 less. It took me 13,200. So we got a little bit lucky. This was 300 Dragonite cheaper than how long it took us to get Gem Dragons. So not the driest we ever went, but pretty close. If we would have went one more over, it would have been over. But of course, we're not quite done yet. Obviously, we'll be able to go and mess with him some tonight. We'll be probably covering the team video for him this Friday. But we'll mess with him a bit tonight, a little bit later. Not immediately, but we will a little bit later in the stream mess around with him some. Of course, biggest benefit he has is 4 times Curse Silence, whole reason why you want him. That alone is like the whole reason. He does have okay amount of damage, a little bit extra turn rate, and the trait combination, like all of them have, not too bad. Ends up getting a little bit extra mana accumulation from its final one, though it doesn't end up giving any value, just converting yellow to yellow. But when you do pop them, it is more mana. Has a 15% chance to come back with full mana, which is huge. Be able to immediately do a Curse Silence like that again. And a little bit of score reduction, making it quite tankier than Flower Dragons, at least from a skull perspective. But spell reduction wise has nothing other than its revive to keep itself alive in that regard. But yeah, of course, the whole reason you're using this is Curse Silence. If you're putting on any team, the only thing you care about is the Curse Silence on this thing, as that is the whole reason is ever being put on anything for any reason at all. Anyways, other things. Of course, we got a raid event. We'll be mostly doing that immediately. Just trying to get our score, killing out the raid boss. Pretty standard raid troop, nothing really too special here. They've been doing that new weapon that's kind of nice though, like the 4 times bless for every kingdom. Obviously for some kingdoms it's not really that useful, but for kingdoms that don't naturally have that much bless, should be pretty beneficial. And beyond that, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I think also I did end up running the PvP thing last week, so I think we have like 2 or 3 deed books good to go. If we go check our collected, we could see, there it is, we got 2nd place for PvP. We grinded this off stream, got to 2nd, and wasn't going to bother going for 1st just for 10 more. I think it would have been like another hour. But yeah, we did get 2nd, and we got our 80, which is pretty much a deed book. And with that being said, let's actually go open whatever we have right now. Oh, nice, we have exactly enough for a triple. I thought we did. All right, good, perfect. All right, let's see if we get anything here. We're looking for red deed books at the moment. Nice. That's the one we need. Honestly, I think we're all... Nice. Double red. Wait, do we have enough? Wait, do we actually have enough? I think we're really close. How close is Pride Lands? I think we can actually get a +2 permanent attack tonight. I just need to go scrap together 5 more upgrades for the kingdom. But is that enough? Oh, it is! That's huge. That just pushed us over. I actually only needed 1. The 2 was overkill. Oh, we gotta go for this now. Wow, so many good upgrades today. We got Yellow Dragon. One of the 2 ended up pushing us over. I didn't even need the second one. But we'll grab that right now. And that is a permanent +2 attack for every game mode other than Arena. I just need to figure out 5 troops we want to go upgrade. But nice. All right, we'll grab that. And now let's go grab the other one. This might take a moment, though, to figure out what we want to go upgrade. But I gotta go figure out 5 things to upgrade that's currently in this kingdom. I guess we could do some of these, because this guy I don't think is upgraded yet. He has like a little bit of a border, but he doesn't have the big one, which means he didn't get his final upgrade yet. There are some rare circumstances where you bring him out. This actually would have been good to do that for that one Guild War. I didn't actually realize he wasn't upgraded. That's the only problem with like slightly upgrading them, is I actually didn't realize this guy wasn't maxed. But you can kind of tell based on the elaboration on like the little corner thing. Like if it has like all the details here. With that being said, are you only partially up? Why does yours look different? Or am I just looking at it weirdly? Oh no, it's all the way up. You're good, you're good, you're good. I didn't bother doing it for Hydra. Don't really need it for Hydra. This guy would be good to go upgrade though. This guy's the 50% mana starter. You do use this guy occasionally. So let me go fully max out the rest of him. This is the guy you use if you're not using hero class. Like if you want to free up your hero class for Elementalists under Taurus, but you still want 50% mana start Taurus, this is the guy you run. So basically frees up your hero to not have to be Shaman hero class, which is pretty nice. You don't always do that, but it's occasionally useful. Okay, I gotta figure out what? 2 more upgrades? 3 more? I'm already losing track. Hydra is still dead content. That thing's not worth it. I don't know, is there anything else here kind of like not completely useless? Like at all? Is there anything else we haven't upgraded that we would actually use even once? Oh, Soothsayer! How have we not done Soothsayer? Obviously we gotta use normal tokens for this guy. But how on earth have we not gotten Soothsayer upgraded? He's a decent mana accumulator. I guess the reason I didn't do it for such a long time is mostly because of... Wait, this is way too high of a rarity. I'm using way the wrong metals there, but there we go. But yeah, I think the only reason I might not have upgraded him yet is just because he only gains durability. He does not gain any speed from being upgraded like this. So that's probably the main reason I didn't bother to. As while it is nice, you know, to have a little bit more tankiness on him, he gains no speed whatsoever from having slightly higher stats. Beyond that, there's another rare here. There's a couple rares we could actually go upgrade. I guess at this point I'll just go for 1 more rare and be good to go. I don't think we really need to mess with something else. Just go find like a rare and just upgrade it. As I believe we have depleted everything that can remotely ever be used on a team from this location. Where we'd actually care about putting on a team for any reason. What's your final ability? Yeah, you're too inconsistent, even though you do no summons. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for a random one here. Maybe just like this swarm or something else. Let's do this guy, I guess. Doesn't really matter. He's the bounty troop in case we ever use him for bounty. I doubt it, though. But let's just go upgrade him normally. Get him his little upgrade there. Luckily, from all of our Explore 12 grinding, we actually have a little bit of tokens now. We're still really low on them, but we got more than none, which is great. Anyways, hello, everyone. Didn't say hellos yet. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Mulu. Yep, we finally got the Yellow Dragon. We got it on the video earlier. We ended up doing it on the weekly video. Ended up turning out to be an hour long. I didn't realize it was that long. But yeah, between doing the Yellow Dragon at the end and, you know, just going through everything, it's one of the longest weekly videos we've done in a while. If not ever. Maybe not ever, but I'm surprised how long it was. It didn't feel like I covered that much. Like, the only extra thing I did was Yellow Evil Dragon. I'm still one short. But, yeah, the video was really long. It was like a few minutes or a few seconds over an hour. It did not feel like it was that long, but apparently so. Must have messed around with the Yellow Dragon more than I thought I did. During that, I'll be covering a dedicated video for him this weekend, though. This Friday. Well, and of course, we'll be messing with him some later to stream. Once we get through everything else. But, yeah, apparently we messed with him for a little bit on the video, then. More than I expected. Anyways, hello, Jets. Hello, Mulu. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Ron. Hello, Clip Bomb. Hello, hope you're nice hello too. Hello, Cookie. Hello, yeah. Hello, Renus. Hello, Outlander. Welcome, 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 welcome. Alright, did I upgrade him yet? No, still got 2 more. And that should be, a permanent +2 attack. For everything we ever do going forward. Alright, there we go. And now we should see the pop-up, and that is Kingdom of Wild Plains fully maxed. 30-star Wild Plains, nice. We got Yellow Evil Dragon, we got a full Kingdom upgrade from the Red Deed books today. Very, very great there. Getting all the upgrades. We got a brand new campaign to go through. Actually, all these campaign tasks. So I'm not going to like target farm them, but it's definitely a lot of tasks if you want to go do so. I normally always wait till they naturally get done. They generally naturally get done automatically. Maybe we'll do some mystic kills, but we'll be fine. We got 10 weeks. It's only the first one. Oh, don't forget, this Wednesday's the Lunar New Year pet as well for the Year of the Horse. Anyways, what was I about to go do? Oh yeah, and you haven't used your points. You can still use your points for the event from the last week. I forgot to mention this is a weekly video. I'm pretty sure most people have already done whatever they want to do with it. You can't earn any more points, but of course, if you didn't spend any of your points for whatever reason, you can still allocate them as you wish. That's still available for the rest of this week, but you cannot earn any more since the event is concluded. I was about to go do dungeon, other thing. Oh yeah, the attack button. Well, we already went through that. I didn't know what I was gonna go do. I was gonna figure out what the other attack kingdom was. There was like one other red kingdom that gives you attack bonus, and I forget which one it was. There's one other kingdom I need to go upgrade now, and I don't remember where it is. Does anyone remember what the other attack kingdom is? I want to say Groshnok, but that used to be the case. It's not Mesa Skills, is it? No. Does anyone know a list of every red attack kingdom? No, Leon's Empire isn't even red. Though Imperionoid, I kind of want to check now. No, it's blue. Red kingdom. If I was a red attack kingdom that I haven't maxed out yet, where would I be? I know there's one more left. I just have no clue where it is. Because that's the one we need to start focusing next. Wait, is it one of the weird ones? Like Nexus or something? Like one of the newer ones? No, it's Armor. Oh, gosh, I might need to go use the third-party resources to go find it. Pan's Veil wouldn't be it. Golvania is HP. It is... No, it's purple. I was going to say it is red. No, it isn't. Wild Plains, we just did... Was it Shentang? I thought I just checked Shentang. Yeah, Shentang's HP. Drifting Sands, we already did. Suncrest, we already did. There's no way it's Bright Forest. No, that's HP. Nor is it even red. Groshnok? No, Groshnok used to be attack, but it got changed to armor. It would make sense that it would be. It isn't, though. Broken Spire should be brown. Plus, it's not even attack. Donna, Nexus... Where am I forgetting? I feel like this should be really obvious which one it is. But it's not. There's one more attack red kingdom that I need to go upgrade. You're definitely not attack. You're definitely not it. You're green. You're purple. You're blue. You're yellow. Cinemirage? It must be Cinemirage. Yeah, there it is. It's Cinemirage. Found it. Alright, Cinemirage is the last red kingdom we need to go max. I only have one red deed book out of 28, so we got a ways to go. But yeah, this is the last, like, really important kingdom we need to go do. As everything beyond this is just HP and armor. Currently, I don't believe Cinemirage even can be 30 starred, but, you know, by the time we scrap together 28 red deed books, the idea was, hopefully it would be. Because obviously 28 red deed books is going to take a while. Well, technically 27 at this point. But, yeah, this will be our next target. It's Cinemirage. But I'm pretty sure it's still half a year to a year before it even can be upgraded, even if we did get all the reds. But I'll still keep poking at it, because worst comes to worst, we can still get the permanent one attack. I just can't get the second one until it gets everything it needs to be able to be maxed. I believe it's like 26, 27 star right now. I don't remember. It still needs at least a few more troops before it gets maxed. But we'll worry about that later. Anyways, let's go start doing things. Let's go do the raid event. I think I already have the team saved. Should be pretty quick. We're running a quick kill auto win Nebula Dragon, which in all fairness is literally going to be every team we run this week. As both the Underspire team and the raid event team are pretty much the same, other than the fact that you have to use Hag for the raid event team. But it's basically use all your mana accumulators to feed Nebula Dragon to full mana, then click Nebula Dragon and auto win the battle. That is pretty much the game plan. Very straightforward event week for both. Assuming you have Nebula Dragon or other mythic from the kingdom that's not awful. If you're lacking any damage source, this is a really rough week. But as long as you have Nebula Dragon or any other mythic from this place that is good damage, it'll be great. But Nebula Dragon is by far the highest one by almost double. I think it's like almost double, if not more than double, the next best option. Which is the green dragon from the Cosmic set. And hey, now we have all of them again. I just need to go get the weapon in the 6-color one from Evil over the next month or so. Like month and a half. But we indeed have all of them again. Or at least we'll pretty soon. Because we got past the RNG part. At this point, just farm the Dragonite. Which I guess the number of Dragonite we have remaining now kind of matters. Obviously, it's under 600 since we just did the final egg. But I think we still have like 100, 200 laying around. Which reminds me, I need to go buy Dragonite today. I haven't done that yet. Let me do that now before I forget. I need to not forget because I definitely have a couple days already. I keep forgetting that we need to buy Dragonite every day. And even once we get all these, I got to keep remembering to keep getting it. Otherwise, I'll be at like almost 0 Dragonite. And of course, we need to go replenish our stack for next year for when another set comes out. Also, I need to start taking tribute more often. We're already down like 10,000 gems the last month or two since I've been going for all the Evil Dragon stuff. We're already in just like a month down like almost 10% of our total gem stack, which is kind of crazy that we've burnt through that much. But yeah, we got to keep going. Let's see, what's our Dragonite stack looking like right now? 391. How much do I need total? I believe it's 2,400. Let me just double check. No, it's a little bit more than that. It's like 3,600, I think. And we only have like 400 right now. Because I need both the weapons, then the weapon that they get crafted into, and then the final dragon. So let me do a tally real quick. So that's 600, 600, and then you combine those together to do the 1,200, which is 2,400. And then it should be 3,600 after this next 1,200, which is the Pandemonium, which should be 1,200 for 3,600 total, which means 3,600 from what we have, which is like 400, which means I need 3,200 more Dragonite. So once we get 3,200, we'd be able to cover the video on the new evil 6-color dragon as well as the weapon, as I wouldn't do a separate video for those two. I will be for yellow dragon just because we have it now. But when we cover the other ones later, since they're going to be so close together, I will be covering evil dragon and that weapon that it comes with at the same time. Though oddly enough, I would say the weapon is better than the evil dragon, the 6-color evil dragon, which is kind of funny. It's not awful. It does have terror, but terror doesn't really help too much since you're killing all enemies simultaneously. It's a weird conflict of interest because his main output damage, you know, is like Flower Dragon or Stellarex, where it's trying to kill everything simultaneously. But his additional effect is, you know, terror, which kills things one at a time, which is a very weird combination to have, as he's something that's trying to kill everything simultaneously while also having a mechanic that kills things one at a time. It's a very strange combination to have. He's not bad. It's just a weird mix of effects that don't really go together all in one troop. It's a really weird mixed match of a couple different mechanics that don't go well together. It's definitely not a bad one, though. Like, it's obviously still better than Diamantina, if nothing else. But I would say it's weaker than both Flower Dragon and Stellarex in almost every situation. Definitely Flower Dragon, but even Stellarex most of the time. Because its extra turn potential is really low compared to Flower Dragon and Stellarex, as it doesn't actually create any gems. It does a lot of stats effects, but it creates no gems, so all it has is its base chance of extra turning. And I believe they have a little bit lower boost ratio, so their extra turn rate is even lower. Even not accounting for the gems, just their base extra turn rate is lower. Any fun teams with this week's Glory Troop? I mostly just used it for the event stuff this week. But basically, any team that needs a lot of green, it'd be fine with. You could even do it in like Beatrix and Truffle teams if you want to. But any team that wants a lot of green, it'd be fine with, as you're basically feeding overflow green. The main reason I mentioned those two is anything that has extra turn green abilities, like even goblins and such, would end up working out really well because it gains a lot of excess mana, which would be best placed into things that, you know, can do auto extra turn. Could even use that with the new Wish Gem guy that came out. You wouldn't be able to pop it with her because you just crate gems. But you would, of course, be feeding a ton of green into him to be able to get the pokes and everything. But basically, anything green that has auto extra turn or really high extra turn potential with gem spamming would end up working really good with the new troop that came out today. Unfortunately, I can't do that with the new evil dragon we just got today, because that one doesn't use green. It's like yellow, purple, brown, or whatever it was. Droxzoom is brown and maybe attack as well. Also not fully maxable to... Oh yeah, I already have all those. That's the other one I don't have upgraded. But I wasn't counting it because it's brown instead of red. Red was my main concern because it's the one we're most bottlenecked on. Whereas brown, I think I already have it upgraded, don't I? I think I did, right? Level 20. Yeah, I already upgraded it to max. I already have it upgraded. Oh, no. I'm looking at the other number. Wait, no. I'm confused. Yeah, I already have it maxed. This is the right level. I already have it maxed. Which is why the only one we needed was red. Because we had enough browns that we already got it done. The only thing we're missing is the power level, but this isn't doable. Well, technically we can go a little bit further, but fully maxing out Droxzoom is not doable right now. But yeah, I already got the +1 attack from it. I just didn't get the other +1 because it's not obtainable yet. And won't be for probably like a year or so. Which is why red was the only one we were worried about. As this is the one we're most bottlenecked on. As brown, the other brown kingdom's already done. I'm just waiting on them to add more troops. Otherwise, we have every requirement needed for it. Hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome. Can this Glory Troop loop with Iron Gut? Yes. You could do Infinite Devour Iron Gut with it. Oh, maybe not like infinite, but you know, it has pretty good extra turn potential. As it's something that converts a color while also using that color. Which is not the first instance of it, but I believe it's like the lowest mana cost instance of it in the game. It's kind of crazy how low mana cost it is. Only reason I'm not using it now is Thrall is just so broken already that we don't really need a like green infinite loop into Green Dragon. But we could be using it technically right now as well. I just feel like this is already more than enough. Just one Thrall cast and to win. But if I get deeper, it might actually be worth considering putting her in. At this point, we could honestly just ditch Hero and put Hag there instead. And move it up by 1. We wouldn't need that till the later battles, though. Right now, it'd be way too overkill. That's also why we're using our hero class right now as well. Not as 10% stats, but we're getting like plus 18 magic from using pure Darkstone. There's a pretty substantial amount of additional damage. Especially since this dragon has like a 2-point-something ratio on its damage output. So it's getting a lot of extra bonus from it. It's getting almost like 40 damage just from its 18 magic bonus. To all enemies as well. So it's almost like 160 extra damage. And accounting for all damage that's doing in total. Which is a very big number. Was this thing getting submerged is kind of annoying. They definitely did that by design just to make sure it'd be harder. But luckily Raid Troop just one-shots it directly anyways. It's the same thing you do whenever you see it in like a Guild War situation. You just put one Raid Slayer on your team, get rid of the Maelstrom Dagonoth, and then you just have to deal with Flower Dragon. As that's normally the other thing that's put on the team. Hello? I'm like clicking it, it's not moving. There we go. You'll be getting your first Purple Kingdom of Darkstone upgraded? Nice. On your alt account. Yeah, Darkstone's a pretty good first one to go for. There's a handful of trips that you do use from the kingdom, and the extra magic bonus is pretty nice from it. The hero class from this location, while you don't tend to use it that often, is also kind of pretty good. It's one of the Burial and Brown classes. It's just competing with so many absurdly good things. But it does have a couple things going for it. It has 50% mana star, it has spell reduction, and has disease. Which is also technically spell reduction in a sense. Instead of reducing it, it's making it so they're less likely to cast. Have you tried the new raid event weapon? The raid event weapon. I haven't used it, but it's pretty average. All the weapons that keep coming in that category. It's great for Guild Wars if you end up needing the mechanic in similar related situations. But unless you're forced to use Pure Kingdom and really need a cleanse, it's not really going to get used that much. I like that they're adding that category of weapon because every single kingdom eventually getting that would be really, really, really good. But it's only useful if the enemy team is doing a ton of stats effects. Which also pretty much only makes it useful if you're doing it in a PvP-like situation that's related to a kingdom restriction. Either for normal PvP or for, you know, Guild Wars. But for something like Underspire, you're not really going to need that for Underspire this week or anything like that. There's not enough stats effects in game modes like that to justify needing Bless. Or at least not giving up your weapon for Bless. Like, having Bless never hurts for stuff like that, but that particular game mode doesn't really need Bless that much. Like, it always helps, but, like, there's not, like, a freeze and tangle, other similar spam that you have to worry about. Like, there are some status effects, but they're not really that scary normally for something like Underspire. But the category of weapon is situationally good. There's a lot of times a mana accumulation weapon or something similar will beat it out. The other issue with it, particularly in this kingdom, is it's competing with Essence of Evil, which is a pretty steep bar for it to have to compete with. As even in a situation where, hypothetically, it is like you're up against elementals and it's really good, even then, Essence of Evil might still be worth it just for the speed and for how much power you get when you finally cast it. It's kind of hard to compete with Essence of Evil. Like, even though it's a really good support weapon, just winning quicker off of Essence of Evil is normally safer than using a support weapon like that. There's like 2 casts of Essence of Evil and you pretty much just auto-win the game. As long as they didn't also do similar to you or something else. Yeah, there's a lot of troops with Bless, but there are some holes in some kingdoms that don't really have it. Which I think is what they're trying to use that weapon to address. Like pretty much any kingdom that has a hole in their cleanse and bless situation. I think they're trying to get that weapon into those locations. I'm afraid if Darkstone is one of them, but it might be. I normally don't keep track of what the bless capability of every kingdom is. But whatever they are, they're probably trying to fill every hole with the new weapon type that they've been doing recently for raid events. Because it's 4 times bless whenever you use Pure of the Kingdom. Which is really good if you need cleanse, but don't have any other way to cleanse. But you have to specifically need cleanse for it to even be, you know, worth even thinking about putting on a team. Like, you actively need to have a reason to cleanse stuff against whatever team you're up against. Because otherwise the base effect of it just doesn't do enough. Really? Surprised that's the only move. Oh, so 3 HP, what are you doing? Barely hanging in there. Yeah, Plague Lord's also a human class. I believe it's one of 2 different humans, but of the 2 human classes, it is by far the stronger human class. The other human class is pretty pitiful compared to Plague Lord. Actually, Plague Lord's pretty much the reason the other human classes never use. Even in the context of its own kingdom, if you wanted like human bonus or something, you would still use Plague Lord over the one from the kingdom that it corresponds to. Just because Plague Lord is such a better human class. 50% mana start barrier on Brown. Free disease and spell reduction. On top of everything it already does. And most notably, when actually used in Darkstone, does give you a pretty huge magic bonus. It's one of the reasons this dragon's hitting so hard, and why our Thrall's getting full board clear. We're getting like plus 18 magic. I think some of that we would have even if we only had 3. Or we're getting more of it because we're running the full 4. Also some other stats, so magic's the only one that's really relevant there. Yeah, Elementals makes it really hard to use a lot of other hero classes. It's one of the reasons why Plague Lord normally isn't used outside of a context of, you know, like a week like this where you go pure, Darkstone. There's just so many good Barrier on Brown hero classes that have such absurd value. Like some of the ones that normally beat it out are Geomancer, which has really good score reduction, so you could use it in first slot. Whereas spell reduction normally doesn't matter as much, surprisingly, compared to like a really tanky first slot, because then you can scroll distract and stuff like that. There's things like Elementalist, obviously, with his billion stats effects, which is the one that most barrier browns have to compete with. Even just from overall utility, there's things like Monk Hero class that, even though it doesn't have a half mana start naturally, ends up having a lot of other utility and immunities that often makes it better than Plague Lord. It's definitely not a bad class. It's just it's competing in a really steep category where there's already a billion good things in the category. But Plague Lord is pretty good. It's just it feels like you very rarely, like it's good, but it's very rarely the best option, even though it's absurdly good. Like it's one of the 10 strongest hero classes in the game. Like it's the top 1/3 of hero classes. But it's kind of the bottom of the best 1/3 just because it's competing with so many similar things that are effectively doing what it's already doing, but better in some angle. Because its biggest gimmick that it has that the other ones generally don't have is its 20% spell reduction and disease. But both of those tend to not really do that much. How many Vault Keys did I grab last weekend? Oh, only a little over 100. I didn't actually get that much time to grind too much more. Not that much. But we did get pretty lucky from what we did grab. Across the entire weekend, we were averaging a little over 28 Vault Keys per Palooza. Or technically 30 if you count the epics. But just normal Vault Keys, we were averaging 28 per Palooza. And also, half the Paloozas I ran last weekend, we got refunded for with a Verse 3. So we basically did half of them for free, and whereas averaging about 30 keys total per each, of which about 28-ish or so were Vault Keys. So what we did grind, we did really lucky on. But no, I wasn't able to get too much more grind beyond what we did that Saturday. I did get rank 1 PvP, or rank 2 PvP though. That was one of the main longer grinds we did. And finishing out dungeon. But we did get rank 2 for the deed book that gave us the red deed book that allows us to max the kingdom earlier today. Or, you know, 20 minutes ago. I say earlier today as if we did it several hours ago. Though we did get the yellow evil dragon during the video today when we're recording the weekly video. And we will be messing with that in a little bit. I just wanted to get all the dailies done real quick. Which I forgot takes a little bit longer than I was anticipating because I forgot we have to do the whole raid event. It's pretty quick though. We're more than halfway done already. But yeah, at the end of this stream, we'll go and mess with Yellow Evil Dragon. And we'll have the video going out on it probably Friday. Because I'm getting 1-2 removed tomorrow, so I won't be able to record it tomorrow or Wednesday. And by that point, it's probably just going to be a Friday video. I gotta be careful. You almost got full mana there. I mean, he did get full mana. You almost got to cast it. Maelstrom Dagannoth does get pretty scary, even though they don't get the like the full amount of potions that the normal one does. Still kind of scary to ever let them cast, as he does have a chance to infinite loop into himself, just not as high as the normal Maelstrom Dagannoth. Oh, that's unfortunate. We're at the point where they finally don't die in one shot. If they have spell reduction, which a couple of them have, and we have no stun. Not sure if there's even a way to put stun on this team unless we replace hero, which we can't really do. There's not really anywhere to put it. You did one Nomapalooza this weekend? They put you to sleep? Honestly, you kind of always have to go for the one, though. The amount of pity keys you get from even one Palooza is kind of crazy. Depending on how quick you go through them, you can get like 9 to 10 pity keys in your first Palooza. Like, you get like a free like 10-20% loot, or not even more than that. You get like a 30% plus loot boost just for your very first Palooza. But how many it ends up ultimately giving. It's always worth at least running one, if not like 3. As the first few Paloozas you do just give you so much extra loot, particularly the very, very first one. Where you're going from like 1 or 2 pity keys up to like 10. Yes, hello, Curiato. Welcome, welcome. Oh no. We're at the point where we're not one-shotting anymore. That's gonna get kind of annoying. There's not much we can do about that though. There's no realistic way to Fairy Fire in this kingdom. Not counting Essence of Evil and stuff. But there's no like 4 times Fairy Fire option in this kingdom. So now that they're out of kill range, yeah, they're just kind of out of kill range. There's nothing we can do but cast again. Luckily we have a lot of mana accumulation. But there's nothing we can do to amplify their damage a little. Other than just recasting. Oh, I could have just won already, but there we go. Hello, Tingy! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, we're almost done here, then we'll go clear through everything else. Alright, that reminds me, did I get a code to hand out? Because today is definitely the day we should go hand out the extra code. Let me go check Discord real quick. I don't have it open right now. Because I think I'm going to hand out the code as soon as I finish this. Where am I looking? I'm looking for Jetto. February code. Yeah, this is the old Valentine's Day pet. I thought it would be a Lunar New Year one. Yeah, this would actually been a little bit better to hand out last week. But, alright, I got a code. I'll hand it out once we finish out raid event. Make sure I close the right window. There we go. Yeah, we got the, one of the old Valentine's Day pets. I would have handed this out the other week if I would have known that. I thought this was the Lunar New Year pet, but no, apparently it's the Valentine's Day one. Would have probably been a little bit more fitting last Monday. Because I thought it was the Lunar New Year one, which would have been more fitting today. But, oh well. But yeah, we'll hand that out once we finish out raid event. Then we'll go clear through dailies, and then we'll go and mess with Yellow Evil Dragon that we got during the video earlier today. Oh yeah, we could have handed out literally on Valentine's Day, too. Well, I didn't know it was the Valentine's Day one. I just noticed that now when I went to go check it. But yeah, otherwise it would have been really good to hand out last Saturday since we're streaming anyways. Whoops. So I'll hand it out in a bit. As soon as we finish out this current event, we'll go hand it out. It's one of the old Valentine's Day pet. Which one I don't know, but it had a really Valentine's Day name. So it's definitely the Valentine's Day one. I'm just not sure which one it is. We'll hand that out once we finish out raid. Clear out all dailies and then mess with Evil Dragon the rest of the time then. I'll have the video going over teams for Evil Dragon on probably Friday. I already know pretty much the 4 teams I want to cover for it. But tonight we'll mess with like another 1 or 2 of them or something. Because obviously I want to cover the standard dragon team. Like I want to cover a defensive dragon team, an offensive dragon team, a general team, and a low rarity team I think are the main ones I would do. Because the way you would use it defensively and offensively are a bit different. Mostly because of Wanda Stars, you can't use defensively. So the way that you would build the team is a little bit different. Because those are the main 2 categories you'd bring it out. Dragon offense and dragon defense. Dragon defense would be something like blue layout for Guild War. Dragon offense would be something like a weekly PvP. Which I think during the video I actually ended up messing around with a little bit. I could technically copy paste that team because I believe that's literally the one. It's just the Guild War defend team would be different because I'm pretty sure I used Wanda Stars on that team. Something obviously you very specifically cannot do for defend blue Guild War Dragon team setup. Oh, so this thing's one-shotting pretty nicely. It's not even because of her boost ratio or anything. The main thing that's allowing her to one-shot, oddly enough, is just the extra magic that we're getting. Because she is amplifying it by 5 times, so that 18 extra magic is almost 100 damage. It's like 95 damage. And add that on top of her boost ratio, she's cracking a little over 100 extra damage then most of the time. Which is why she's still at one-shot range. Because I feel like a lot of things by this point would stop one-shotting. But 100 extra damage goes quite a long ways. Oh, that's funny. We just converted the poison gem into a dragon gem. Not like it matters much. Other than her small boost ratio. Her boost ratio is pretty small. It's only 3 extra damage. But it's 15 against him since he's a boss troop. Or, you know, 15 per green poison gem on the board. Problem is, almost every single time I'm clearing it out because we're using Thrall. So she's almost actually never getting the boost ratio now that I think about it. Because unless we could do it immediately at the start of a turn, which is generally not when she's casting, we're just going to clear all of the poison gems off the board anyways. Yeah, Hag does a lot of damage. Because she's getting a magic from a ton of things. She has a little bit of a boost ratio. And this number is getting multiplied by 5 times. Like, we're almost not even halfway through her damage potential at this point. As far as how long she can still keep one-shotting for. Like, this whole stream, she will maintain one-shot. Even though we're doing all the battles for tier 6, she's never going to stop one-shotting all of today. By the end of the week, she will. But for all of today, she's not going to ever stop one-shotting with that damage range. Because I feel like normally they do start to stop one-shotting near the end. But with all her extra damage, she won't be this week. At least not until like Friday or Saturday or something. That's not, why did I do that? I really should have done Thrall. Honestly, this weapon's kind of useless. I kind of want to replace it with Essence of Evil, but I know for sure it's just going to transform it into a toad that's just going to revive in a sense. We could almost honestly ditch Hero. There's not too many other things that we could really put there for benefit. Oh no, we got value from it this turn. Because we got a ton of blue that time. So instead of going to Hag, it went to getting the team rolling. As getting Hag up is nice, but the main thing we really care about is actually the Nebula Dragon. She's mostly just here to get rid of the Raid Troop. Everything beyond that we need Nebula Dragon for. Otherwise she'd be kind of slow. Like, her damage is high, but when she's hitting base damage, she's only hitting for like 200. Not even. And he's hitting for over 200 on everything. So compared to him, she's doing like 0 damage to anything that isn't the boss. Alright, that's another thing too that brings the damage range even better. Because if we start with Nebula Dragon, we can hit it for like a 200 something and then hit with her. So even when she stops one-shotting, like by Friday or Saturday, we'd still be able to one-shot it by just casting Nebula Dragon first. And then doing the Raid Troop. As he's only submerged after we damage him. You believe the new Poison Gem is probably the weakest new mechanic? It's definitely pretty weak, though I would honestly say Bomb Gems are weaker. Bomb Gems actively give you less mana when you destroy the board, whereas Poison Gems still give you full mana, as well as a little poison effect. But I would say Bomb Gems are the worst gem that has ever existed from a power perspective, as they actually give negative power. As not only do they count as no color, but when they explode, you get less mana for everything they explode compared to if you destroyed it. I gotta be careful here. We're gonna almost die if it goes crazy. Stone gems? There are some niche instances that you can use stone gems for. But I guess you can also use bomb gems for. So I guess technically stone gems are the worst. But they were kind of designed to do nothing. Because they were designed to block stuff. But yeah, stone gem is technically weaker. But it was designed to literally be useless, so that's kind of the point of why it's weaker. Like, bomb gems were not designed to be useless. They just are useless. Like, stone gems were deliberately made useless. Bomb gems were accidentally made useless. That's the difference. Decay gems? Decay gems still count as a color, so they're not too bad. They're still brown gems at the end of the day. Their effect is really bad, though. But they still count as a brown gem. So you can use still brown spam if nothing else. But yeah, decay gems in most instances where you use them will just lower your own armor. And even if you're in a situation where it will lower the enemy's armor, it's going to be such a small impact that by the end of the battle, you'd be lucky if you could even tear like 30 armor off of them. Yeah, Lycanthropy is still the most annoying gem they ever added. It's not weak, it's just really, 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 really absurdly annoying. It was among one of the first few power gems too, when they started doing that for every campaign. It set a really bad precedent for what they were going to be. Luckily, for the most part, they haven't really done anything that bad since Lycanthropy. Like, they've done several bad ones, but none of them have ever been that annoying. Not even close. That's one nice thing about the poison gem in that regard, like other weak ones like this, is they're pretty unintrusive, if nothing else. Like, they're kind of just there. You could take them, you could not take them. Whereas there's been a good handful of power gems where the entire 10-week period of the campaign, your entire playstyle had to change just because the power gem made such a big impact. That you basically had to build every team and every strategy you do for the whole campaign around them. But, you know, poison gems are kind of just there. I don't know, poison gem's not bad. There are some very niche instances where being poisoned is beneficial. And there's quite a few teams that getting a free automatic poison this season would be kind of useful for. Like, you can now use Scorpius this season just with mana accumulators if you really want to. As you could just get the poison gem to cascade onto the board. You don't even need a poisoner, technically. You might still need a cursor if they have any immune to poison. But you can actually try running Scorpius teams this season without a poisoner. It's something that you can actually do for once that you wouldn't normally ever be able to do. Because of course his mechanic is if they're poisoned, he has double insta-kill. And normally that would require you to have to waste a slot to have a poisoner. But this season, if you have enough board clear and enough extra turn potential, you wouldn't even need a poisoner. You would just get the poison gem to fall into the board because you only need one. It's not like it poisons only one enemy. One poison gem poisons all enemies. So you just need to get the one poison gem and you're good to go. The only problem is the spawn rate of it is not that great. Like, even after, like, 3... Okay, I say that. I was gonna say, after, like, 3 board clears, we'll get, like, 1. The very first board clear I did, we got 1. But, you know, it's not perfectly consistent. Like, if you full board clear, you're not always gonna get a poison gem. Nice, we just killed it with bleed poison. See, poison does something. Though I think that was the bleed that killed it. Though it was also poison. So who knows, maybe the bleed did a damage on a previous turn that allowed the, or the poison, yeah, I think the poison might have done damage on a previous turn that allowed the bleed to kill. Alright, we did all that, we did all that, we did all that. Okay, we're good to go? Alright, let's go ahead at the code. This should be one of the old Valentine's Day pets. I have no clue which. But that should be one of the old ones. Go, go, go! Alright, there you guys go. Alright, let's go clear through everything else as far as dailies are concerned, and then we're gonna mess with Evil Dragon the rest of the time. Let's go do like bare minimum dailies and spend the rest of the time on Yellow Evil Dragon. Alright, dailies. We got some Yellow Deep Books and some shards. Also wants me to delve, which we're gonna ignore. Let's just grab a quick kill daily team. Clear through all this, clear through PvP real quick. And then Yellow Evil Dragon time. So hello Chris, by the way. Welcome, welcome. You have no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. Yeah, it's one of the old Valentine's Day pet. I have no clue which, but one of the old ones. if any of you are missing any. Though with the new system, it's pretty easy to get them whenever. Or maybe not easy is the right word, but you know, a lot more doable compared to in the past. And of course, don't forget this Wednesday, we get the Lunar New Year pet. Last Wednesday was the current year's Valentine's Day pet, and this Wednesday is this year's Lunar New Year pet for the Year of the Horse. Yep, no problem for the code, everyone. If anyone still has any other questions or anyone want me to go over, let me know. But at this point, I think we just rush through all dailies, do bare minimum just to get them all done. And then we'll go do Yellow Dragon the rest of the time, the Yellow Evil Dragon. Which we got during the video earlier today, if you guys didn't check it yet. It was up a little bit late, and it was actually an hour long. I have no clue how that video was an hour long, by the way. That felt like a 30-40 minute one. I'm not sure where the hour came from. I must have really done a lot of time on Yellow Evil Dragon or something. We'll be covering it more in depth this Friday. As well as now, or you know, once we get to those teams, we'll mess with it some this stream. But the video on it will be this Friday. Alright, dailies, check, we literally just did it. Campaign, we'll poke at it later. Raid boss, we literally just finished it earlier. Dungeon, I already grabbed my Dragonite, but let me go grab the top 3 perfect Dragonite. Come on. Boo, no guess the door. Boo, we got Jinx as well. You got the code? Nice, nice. Oh, did you get it on your alt account? Oh, that reminds me. Did I donate gold yet? Oh, yeah, I did. Because I did it around the time I was doing the video thing. I feel like if I don't remember to do the gold on Monday, I almost forget to do it the entire week. It'll be like Saturday or Sunday before I remember to do it if I don't do it on Monday. Yeah, I already did it today. We're good. We're good to go. I need to start recruiting some of our less active spots too. Isn't Guild War in like 2 weeks from now? Or next week? Sometime pretty soon. Also, speaking of which, we should be getting new info on the update. Because the update's almost guaranteed not coming out tomorrow. It's probably next week's Tuesday. Which means within the next day or two, we should probably get some info on the upcoming patch. Unless they're delaying it to March, which is originally when it was going to be. But it got moved up to February, but it might get moved back to March. Because originally it was going to be like mid-March, but then they said it was going to be like late February. But it seems like it might get switched back to mid-March unless we get like an info dump in the next day or two. Otherwise they're just going to like shadow drop it on us if we do get it next week. But there's a good chance it's actually going to be March, not February. Because I feel like we would have had info within the next day or so. Like if we don't get info by tomorrow, I'm not sure it's coming out next week. Because next week's the last week in February, so... And they're not going to shadow drop it tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. They should probably keep an eye out in case they do. But then again, I'm going to get my the one tooth pulled tomorrow, so I actually couldn't even cover it tomorrow if I wanted to. So hopefully it will be next week's Tuesday. Because I can't really do anything with it tomorrow, even if it is tomorrow. Alright. Oh, we did that, we did that, we did that. Games, we did that, we did that. Under Spire, I'm just going to do the one battle for now. This is the same team we use for raid event, the only difference being that we don't have to use the raid troop. But otherwise the team is exactly the same. The main assisting factor we're doing is Green Hag. We're also using Essence of Evil instead of Resummon. But we're using Green Hag Angle. Green Hag being the new Glory Troop that came out today, it is really, really, really good. It's actually insanely good. It loops into itself and just feeds a ton of green to everything. We haven't really had much of an opportunity to mess with it much yet. Let's see if we can use some of this battle. But basically the whole premise is you would cast this, cast her, cast this, cast her. And she just has a lot of extra turn potential. It's really easy just to do extra turn, extra turn, extra turn, extra turn. I just keep spamming this while getting a ton of blue for your team. I mean, a ton of green for your team. I was saying blue because I was the one that was about to target. Of course, you would eventually stop getting extra turns, though. At which point you can start using other mechanics on your team. But so far, we're getting like 4 extra turns in a row, 5. About to grab like our 6-1 right here. And we're still going. Could have went for like a 7 for 8th. Because what she ends up doing is she reduces the stat on a random enemy. She reduces a random stat on a random enemy. So you can really start to get a lot of reductions pretty quickly. As every time you do that, you have a 1 in 4 chance to reduce their magic. As well as a 1 in 4 chance to get rid of, like, you know, attack on one of them. But the magic aspect is really, really, really strong. Right there we got HP, as you can tell by him dying. Indicated by the death. We got extra turn right there, nice. Let's see, can we get it again? Let's see, we got armor reduction that time. Main thing we're looking for is probably HP and magic reduction most of the time. Particularly magic. Attack could be good too, as long as it's actually hitting a right target. Like right there we got magic. Look at that, 0 magic remaining. Yeah, she's pretty good. And right there hit HP. Like she's surprisingly kind of broken. Like she's actually really good. She's the best stat reducer now in the entire game. As well as, I guess, pretty much is the best green man accumulator overall. As far as like how balanced she is with everything. There's still a lot of instances you use Leprechaun over here, obviously, though. But if like the only thing you wanted was green mana, there's quite a few times you could bring her out. Biggest issue with her is actually having alignment. Like this turn, you can see we have no alignment, which is really bad for her. Oh, nice. I ended up getting the Toad Convert, too. Nice. But yeah, by the time she stops extra turning, you basically reduce the enemy stats all to 0. At least they're like offensive stats, for example. Maybe not all their stats, but look at that. 0 magic compared to what it would otherwise have. And look how many we're doing it by. Like, we're doing almost a 100 stat reduction. Like, imagine if you did that to us. We'd hit 0 magic. Like, if we were hit by the same mechanic, we'd have 0 magic on every single troop if it was to hit it. That's a lot of magic reduction. Like, zeroing out permanently rather than even needing a web. While also getting the other effects that you could potentially end up getting from it. And you're getting free poison on top of it all. And oh no, I meant to hit red. I was trying to hit red there, not the other one. Oh, we already have everything we need to win, obviously. Well, so at this point, I'm supposed to do all the battles. We're kind of too in deep. Mostly just want to mess with the hag mechanic. But it's really good. Good option for defense on Guild War? Depends where you're going. Oh, do you mean, is she a good defend? No. Never defend with her. The AI will not use her correctly. But no, you shouldn't defend with her. You should use like a Beatrix or Truffle or something similar instead. Assuming you can for a category. But no, she'd be really bad on defend. The AI will not use her correctly. Also, I know we can win at any point. I just want to see how many extra turns we can really start getting. But I wasn't too far off when I was saying like 5 to 8. Because we're pretty consistently getting about that many. Like a lot of these battles we're winning before we even run out of extra turns. Because she keeps reducing their stats to 0. She keeps hitting their HP to 0, which keeps making us win. I'm trying to see like how many I can get in a row in like a realistic team. But she keeps killing them before I can get it. Between all the cascaded skulls and the HP reductions. That keep just one-shotting them because they have such low HP. Let's see if we can get it again. 1. Not sure what our record is so far. That's 2. 3. I'm gonna win before she ends again. 4. 5. Yeah, I keep winning before she ends. I need things with more durability. She keeps winning the whole battle before I can even infinite loop her until she reaches a dead end. Alright, here's a much worse board. We'll do this on blue. She might even end at 1 here. Okay, good, we got enough mana. Do that on purple so we then grab that onto brown. Actually, red looks a little better. That's 3. That's 4. That's dead. Honestly, I almost want to go bring this to Explore 12 so we can see it a little bit longer. I want to see how big of a chain I can get. Try her in a Goblin team? Yeah, she'd be really funny in Goblin team. Like her, Leprechaun, something something. With like double Goblin behind it. Would be really funny. Leprechaun just to get the team rolling, of course. But also for the extra green mana. It does have green link, which is really good with her, obviously. Alright, let me just win. Yeah, we'll go try her in quick explore real quick. We can just go build a basic team out of her. Raid event I shouldn't need. I already have the team saved. What do we need here? We need Hag. But yeah, let's just go get like some beefy extra turn mechanics. Let me type in Goblin. Actually, let me go to Goblin typing. I just need like green Goblin. Actually, let me just type in extra turn. And green. And base rarity. Alright. Oh, Flaming Ani. Where's the one immortal? Give me that. Maelstrom Dagon. I almost forgot about that. Oh, that'd be really funny. Oh, we can even boom pile to get it rolling. Oh, that's even funnier. Wait. Alright, there we go. There's our team. Green Hag, Maelstrom Dagonoth, double boom pile. There we go. Okay. And banners, obviously double green. Oh, what are we not using? Double green, brown, sure. Let's see how this goes. And let's just use this on, I don't know, just anywheres. Actually, I'm gonna bring this to PvP. Where's the team? Raid event, copy that. Let me just bring this to center PvP real quick, just for the fun of it. Though this team doesn't have any anti-freeze is the only problem. So this actually isn't gonna work if we fight anything that has freeze. Because I didn't bother bringing cleanse. So let me fix that real quick. Alright, now we have cleanse. Okay, we should be good to go now as long as it doesn't get stunned. Because if we get frozen here, we just extra turn Beatrix and we're fine. Boom. Okay, we're good. Alright, I'll take that. Only problem now is I'm not running in power. So the 2 explodes we have off of boom pile is the only starting mana we get. So we're going to have a little bit of a slow start here. Also, for her not having alignment is also problematic. As we do need enough mana to get rolling. Kind of bad if we don't have that. Alright, how about now? Do we have alignment? We have it on red. Is that enough to get rolling? Let's hope so. So we did it on red. We got like infinite mana all over the place. I'll do a Beatrix here just so we can get some greens on the board in better, more advantageous positions. And now, let's see how many we can get in a row. So that's 1, 2. Obviously, we could win at any point. I just want to see how many we could chain. 3. And of course, we just keep reducing their stats every time. Look at that. 1 attack, 1 attack. 3. Do we take that purple? What's the angle here? Looks like brown, but I kind of want to move things next to each other. That's 4. Now we take purple. That's 5. Do we have any 0 magics yet? I'm surprised we haven't hit magic. That's 5. That's 6. We get HP there to kill it. Oh, are we at the end of the line? Beatrix, help me. Oh, oops, except that killed it. Oops. I was going to use Beatrix to give us more green, but we kind of won on accident. Let's try it again. But yeah, it's really strong. Yeah, we could do it with Kafro. The biggest issue with Kafro compared to her is the mana cost. Kafro is a very, very, very high mana cost. The main reason this works with her is her mana cost is only 12. That'd been crazy if she was shinied. She's not the shiny of the season, though. Or of this week, I mean. Let's see how many we can get in a row. But her mana cost is way, way lower, and it's the main reason why this actually works properly. The biggest issue with Pharaohs is just way too high. Alright, we only got 1, and I already hit a dead end. I'm gonna have to do Beatrix here. Still gonna count it from here, though. That's 2. That's 3. And we'll just do the Beatrix adjustment whenever we need it. That's 4. That's 5. 6. 7. We do have it on yellow, right? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, yeah, we do. Never mind. 8. There's too many skulls in that corner. I kind of want to take them. Yeah, how about now? That's 9. I should have done it on red first. Well, I guess I could do it now. That's 10. 11. 12. 13. It feels weird with them actually releasing a good glory troop for once. It is kind of unfortunate she can't be shiny, though for balance reasons, I guess that's fine. She doesn't need more power. I know, my extra turn, it went away, but I could just do it because we have Beatrix, so it's fine. Even though we're frozen on green, the cleanse takes effect before the freeze does. So we will maintain extra turn here. I don't think blue's enough mana is the only problem here. I can convert blue for extra turn, but it doesn't give me enough mana to keep going. Red's a lot of mana, but no extra turn. Blue is extra turn, but not a lot of mana. I guess I still just do blue. But as you can see, we don't get full mana. Oh, I'm trying to see if there's like some kind of cascade I could do. I'm not seeing one though. Oh, she's still not full. That's not ideal. Luckily, the explodes got us. All right, let's go keep track now. That's 1, 2. Oh, so this is up against the Infinite Loop team. Ironically. That's 3. That's 4. Do you even need anything else on your team? That's 5. I wasn't expecting her to be enough to be the sole damage source, but she's surprisingly enough to be the sole damage source. That's 7. That's 8. It'd be very slow running her as your only damage source, though. That's 9. But it's definitely doable. That's 10. That's 11. She almost reminds me of, like, Takshaka in that regard. Where your support troop is literally also your solo damage source. That's 12. Let's just win now. That's 13. And we can still keep going. We'll just throw some Beatrixes in there. Alright, there we go. But yeah, kind of crazy. I can still metal her? Wait, I didn't metal her? Oh, it's only durability. I think that's why I didn't metal her. I know, if we use her for very serious teams in the future, I probably would. And I guess I will now. We're probably going to use her at some point again. She's very strong. Yeah, we'll go metal her. Do we do lower rarity? I guess I kind of have to. Actually, not that one, though. We'll do one of you, double the other, and then one Anu. So throw you in there. Throw you in there. And then one Anu to max out the other level. And we're good to go. Alright, we gave her a little bit extra durability. It's like 22 extra HP or armor or something. It's not a lot, but, you know, a little bit to make her not die. But yeah, she is insanely strong. Oh, this is the pet that we got, by the way. If you end up grabbing the code earlier, I'm not sure if it's been used up by now. I assume it is, but there's... Oh, that's maybe team code. Oops. Oh, yeah, that's not the redeem code. That's the copy-paste for the team we were just using. But, well, I guess you guys could have this too. Here we go. There's the team we were just using. But, yeah, this is the 2023 Valentine's Day pet was the one we handed out earlier. It's probably used up by now, though. Box of chocolate. Love trap. There we go. And there's the rest of the stuff from the guild. Alright, so, let me go to PvP and everything real quick. I still gotta clear out dailies. And then we'll go mess with, green, Evil Dragon. Not with this team. I need a real team here. This one is fun to mess with, but I do want my normal team here. Actually, let me grab it off of... oh, no, I don't have a location I can grab it off of. I might need to go recreate it. Oh, no, because I don't think I have it saved here, oddly enough. My daily quick kill is a little bit different than when I run for this. Though I think the only thing I need to do is put a wand of stars there or something. Paste team, put that in there. Get rid of that. Give me like a wand. Actually, give me Takshakas too. Wand... Give me double talk. And then give me like a double blue banner or something. Banner. Also, Sorcerer Hero class. I need to go change that too. Blue. And give me like, I don't know, mech or something. Just so we have Dispel for Submerge. Alright, that should be good. Alright, nice normal team. Clear through this real quick. Grab the Urskia or whatever we have to do with the Glacia team. Oh, that's not the direction I wanted that. Though, in all fairness, we were frozen the other way, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered either direction. And now Flower Dragon just does Flower Dragon stuff. Yeah, she's currently the best stat reducer in the game. She's better than Mythics that were made... Legends and Mythics and Immortals that were made exclusively for reducing stats. She's better than every single one of them. She's the strongest stat-reducing troop in the game by a mile. Mostly because she has infinite loop into herself. She has infinite stat reduction. Obviously, she eventually stops getting extra turns, but it takes a while. Like, if you get a really good board setup for her, especially if you had Greenstorm going, she kind of almost never ends if you do her properly. Especially if you have other troops to assist on the team, like Beatrix and, you know, other things that can extra turn support her to get realigned. since you create green and blue. So whenever you cast Beatrix, you can normally convert blue to green and be good to go. So Beatrix can always help reset her if you didn't already get like a billion extra turns. But yeah, it's really strong. And there's no legend or mythic that comes even close. Plague, that was made to be the original stat reducer, isn't even close. The Immortal that came out pretty recently isn't even close. She bypasses both of them in like 5 to 6 extra turn chain. The biggest downside of her is the same issue why most infinite loop teams aren't worth using though. And it's that she's too slow. That's why we're not using her right now for what we're doing right now. Even though we're in the same location where she technically could be used right now. Like, she's good, but she is on the slower side. She also requires a lot of your team to be green to fully get value of her. Of course, we could have won a lot quicker on some of the battles that we were doing earlier. We're just messing around to see how many extra turns we can get. But even when trying to use her for speed, she's going to be a bit slower than, you know, a team like this, for example. But she is really good, though. But she falls into the same issue pretty much every infinite loop troop does. Where infinite damage is not good because it's too slow. Even Maelstrom Dagannoth that has infinite damage into itself, into insta-kill, isn't used a huge amount offensively if you own everything. Just because it's slower than killing everything simultaneously, killing them one at a time. And she has the exact same issue. Which is kind of crazy. That infinite insta-kill or infinite stat reduction or infinite, like, small chip damage are all, I wouldn't say dead content, but very rarely used. Just because they're too slow compared to the strongest possible options. Not because they're bad, but, you know, you take almost like twice the amount of time to win a battle. Compared to if we ran, you know, this. I just realized, I think I already did... wait, I was supposed to grab the other thing first, wasn't I? I think I'm doing battles I don't need to be doing right now. Because I was going to go grab the Valhawk battles, but I just realized I didn't actually get the boost yet, did I? I did this in the wrong order. Oh no. I'm gonna double check. Because I don't think I grabbed the... No, I didn't! No! I did it in the wrong order. I was like, wait, why aren't they appearing? They should appear immediately. I forgot to grab the magic first. Whoops. Alright, let me grab the magic, then we'll throw 3 more really quickly in middle. Then we'll go kill out, I think, like, Urskea for that one Glacial Peak area. So we'll just build a quick kill Glacia team then, since Urskea is going to be way slower than just running Glacia, or Mortal Glacia. I should specify, because normal Glacia is actually pretty underwhelming. It's Perpetual Blue Storm, but even when it was added, even when Queen Mab was still kind of half decent at the time, back before she's been completely useless since then, even then she was never good. There was never a single instance in the history of the game, other than if you really wanted Perpetual Blue Storm, where Skady, or whatever her name is, so I guess she wasn't Glacia, whatever that one is called, but that one Perpetual Blue Troop has never been better than the Queen Mab that she summons. In pretty much any instance, it has always been stronger just to run Queen Mab, rather than the Mythic that does a bunch of stuff and summons Queen Mab. It's just weaker than just putting a Queen Mab on your starting team. Although Queen Mab's pretty bad in the current state of the game just because of all the mana burn immune. Actually, Queen Mab's pretty much the reason why troops even have mana burn immune. Because if you look at how much damage it does, it's pretty pitiful compared to the current state of the game. Like, why would you even need to have immunity to it? But back in the day, it was the strongest mechanic by far. That they basically were forced to have to add immunity to it, otherwise it would just forever be the... Or maybe not forever, but at the current balance at the time, it basically had to have immune for it not to overtake anything else for damage at the time. That's how much power creep we've gotten. Like, mana burn was once too much power. And now we have something that does like 5 times the damage of mana burn with infinite mana extra turn into itself. Alright, there we go. Now we do the 3 central battles. And then we go grab the Urskea battles real quick. And then we go do Evil Dragon. And that'll be the last thing we need to go do then. I believe that's everything. But we'll go clear out these battles, and we'll go do Urskea thingy real quick, and then we go do Evil Dragon the rest of the time. We're not going to mess with it like too much, but I do want to just kind of see what it can ultimately end up doing. Because ultimately, you're not actually going to use Yellow Evil Dragon that much. It's not a troop that you put on every team. It is a troop that you put on a team because you're trying to counter something. It's not one of those troops that by default you would just always have it on it, like Takshaka, Flower Dragon, Wand of Stars, other similar things in that category. Where it's just always good regardless what team you plop it on. Like, any team you use Wand of Stars on is, you know, decent. Any team that you use a Flower Dragon on is going to be decent. Anything you use, like, double Takshakas on, going to be decent. Yeah, Yellow Dragon's not quite in that category. Like, it's really strong, but you're using it for a very specific purpose. Like, if there's really specific things you need not to cast on the opposing team. If you really need that curse synergy to go with other stats effects. But very rarely are you just plopping it on every team just because it's good. You have to have, like, a really specific reason of why you would want it on the team. Because otherwise, there's quicker options. Otherwise, you would just get more damage from Flower Dragon or Stellaryx if you're not using it specifically because you need the silence. Otherwise, you're just weaker, you know, standard dragon. As its damage is high, but it's not, like, that high. And the biggest issue with Yellow Dragon, I would say ultimately more so than anything, is its extra turn potential is really low. Even when compared to just, like, other similar dragons, I believe have better ratio. It actually has a relatively low ratio and has no gem creation at all. Alright, was that all the battles we needed? So we grabbed all that, we got our Valhawks. Alright, so now we just gotta go run Urskia through real quick. And by that I mean run Immortal Glacia with, I have no clue what. Base rarity, Immortal Glacia. I need anything that isn't complete trash. Hello, Emberclaw. Give me 3 of them. We're going all in. Actually, give me 2 with a Wand of Stars. Oh, so speaking of put it on everything. Hello, Wand of Stars. And Banner, what color is it again? Everything. Give me blue. That's the only one that also feeds into her. Just give me double blue. And class, it doesn't matter too much. Give me mech, I guess. There we go. I don't need to get rid of Submerge, but in case they have, Barrier or something. So right off the bat, we just get Wand of Stars to full, cast it, click her like once or twice, win, repeat. Yeah, this thing's mana accumulation is not that bad. He's basically budget Takshaka if you don't own Takshaka. He can also be used in Urskia, Elemental, and Nexus restrictions. Which, of course, we're using it now for Urskia. I mean, Urska, not Urskia. 2 different things. Urska is the typing, Urskia is the kingdom. But yeah, he's basically just weaker Takshaka. He has a double physical... no, actually, he does still have true damage. But he has a weaker double true damage than Takshaka with less extra turn potential, but still has mana accumulation on it. And instead of wild card, it gets to convert something into an elemental star. But it's basically what you would use if you don't own Takshaka, 2 of these. Or in a restriction like this where you're forced to use it. But yeah, it's still pretty good. It's obviously weaker than Takshaka, but it's a great alternative if you don't own it. It comes in handy in these categories, even if you do own it. Come on, get full mana here. Nice, exactly what we needed. Oh, what are we doing here? I need to go cascade something down. We'll take that one over. Is this week good to do Underspire to the end? If you own the green dragon, yes. Because you could do it with the hag that came out this week. You could do it with Thrall. Like, there's so many ways to just give it infinite mana. But yes, Underspire is really good as long as you have green Nebula Dragon. Or of the Nexus Dragon. I mean, of the Cosmic Dragon. If you don't... as long as you have one of the other mythics, it might be fine. But the green Cosmic Dragon's like double the damage of the next best option. Like, it's really strong for this current event. Especially because you get magic bonus from running Pure Darkstone as well. Which boosts it even more. Like, I think we could one-shot all the way to like floor 4 or something. Alright, very unfortunate damage distribution there. I don't think it's ultimately going to matter, though. As long as we get full mana here. The freeze gems were throwing me off for a second. What way we need to align that, but here we go. And one more battle. Let's take this one. Alright, now let's go do Yellow Evil Dragon. Let's go give that a run. Alright, so the thing that we were messing with earlier, this is definitely one of the few teams that would show for it. There are two different dragon builds you can do with Evil Dragon. This is the offensive version, and then there is the defensive version. The offensive version uses Wand of Stars because you can't do that defensively. And the defensive version ends up replacing it out, as well as kind of adjusting the team to not be as heavily all in on Dragon. Like, obviously, it's still pure Dragon, but you can run different hero class and everything. Let's move that over. Because, of course, this one's dependent on Wand of Stars, so you need to run a different class than if you ran, you know, a different weapon there. But basically, this just disables out the enemy so they can't do anything. It's very situational when you bring Yellow Evil Dragon out. You're mostly using it because you want to win, not because you want to win quickly. So let's go bring out the other version of this team. So this would be like the offense version. So let's call this pace team. We'll make some adjustments potentially to it later too. Because I think there's like one thing we might be able to trade out there. It's kind of hard to though. Though I might try to show it without Flower Dragon just to show that Flower Dragon isn't needed for it though. Because obviously Flower Dragons making the damage are so absurdly high. So I kind of want to like not Flower Dragon it. But what am I doing here? I'm calling this something. We're calling this Dragon 4X. Offense. Good enough. And then Dragon 4X defend. So this would be if you had to use it for Guild War as a defend team. Which would be used for the blue layout of Guild War under the Dragon category. Is the main instance where you would use the defend version. Which means you can't use Wand of Stars. You could still use Flower Dragon and everything else. But we would kind of want to have a mana start. Which means I think we get rid of that for Hero. Even though we're not going to be running. Because we want to just disable out the enemy team. We're looking for the AI to be able to win easily. We're not looking to win quickly. So we can kind of actually ditch Flower Dragon, oddly enough. I'm not sure if we do Essentia here. Essentia feels overkill. Like, it's really risky running Essentia. Because the AI doesn't really do anything with her. It gives us a lot of things we need, though. What is the color coverage for what we are missing? Which is like red, which is red the only color? I guess technically blue because we're not using blue much. What is a red-blue dragon that isn't awful? That isn't Flower Dragon. That isn't one of the 6 color dragons. Let's see. What's your effect? That's only bleed. You don't do anything. It might just have to be Essentia for the speed. And then you go double green, yellow banner, and just minus what you're not using, which is red. That banner doesn't exist. Wonderful. What else are we not using, or is that the only thing? Give me minus red to see what that is. Brown is fine. It just feels weird not using yellow banner here. What is it the other way around? It's extra blue. I guess that's fine. It feels weird not giving Essence of Evil any mana. Is the only problem here. But we really only care about getting our disables up. And our silence disable matters more than the other disables. Oh yeah, I'm still using Dragon Guard here. It might be worthwhile to consider Elementalist. You'd probably want to switch to an Elementalist, which means maybe we do ditch Essentia then. Since Dragon Guard doesn't do anything in that situation. Let's see. We also kind of want to give it green mana, so it'll prioritize taking green in a situation like this. Did we end up giving it ultimately green? I don't think we did. We gave it yellow. Because in a situation like this, we kind of want to deliberately force it to take green. But otherwise, we would try prioritizing yellow with the banner we set up. As well as blue. which we don't really want it prioritizing blue there. So yeah, let me go adjust this. Let's see. I almost want to go put Divinia on it, honestly. Like, switch hero class to Elementalist and give us... Well, we need Empower, though. Is there a double Empower we could do off a dragon? Because I kind of want to go Elementalist for all Elementalist needs. I kind of want to go double green, yellow, and just see what the minus banner is, even if we have to minus something we're using. Green, yellow, minus... Honestly, give me minus blue because we're not using Essentia. We will still use this because we need Empower to get it off the ground. But then we're going to go do a Divinia so we can counter out everything else. And try feeding into a Divinia that then feeds into everything else. I almost want to use it behind the thing though, oddly enough. And then set banner to like green something. Also, somewhat want to use this in first slot, but I don't want to feeding yellow to itself. That'd be kind of bad. So yeah, I think we keep it in this order and go green, yellow. Particularly into the double green. And we can minus blue, but that doesn't impact us much. Yeah, let's try it this way. So this would be like the defend version then. You wouldn't use this offensively, but it should be really, really safe defensively. Because the AI would just use this. It might be aligned, it might not be aligned, but it would just immediately use it, most likely. Unless it gets distracted by something. And from there, it would take every extra turn until it just fumbles somewheres. And then it would try to prioritize taking green. So it would do that then. It would then take this. It would then cast one of these two. Let's say it's going to be dumb and cast this first. We would then get our Silent Dragon off, hopefully, unless it keeps doing Essence of Evil, which wouldn't be that bad if it did. And then that would just make it so they can't do anything. Which obviously, if we were playing, we'd probably do that first. But yeah, the AI would do something along those lines. I'm going to go do it against a real team and just play normally. Instead of how the AI would. But this is meant to be the defend team. It's hello, Rob! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's meant to be the team that you would set up on your defend to kill someone on blue defend. Or, yeah, blue layout defend for dragon. Though my guild's probably still sticking with green. But this would be the dragon defend location. You can also do it in other locations that aren't just blue. But blue is the most likely one that runs dragon category. Even though there are like one or two others that also have dragon category. Really not getting any alignments though. Getting a little unlucky with that. But then you just go cast Silent Dragon and just kind of auto-win. As now all of them other than the one can do anything. We can disable out things. I feel like the AI would go for Essence of Evil here. It might even try doing it on something useless. But we'll go for a bunch of cleanse. Get our convert somewheres. Which we still don't have alignment for. Oh no, I guess we do, right over there. But AI does often cast it with no alignment. You just kind of hope that it would end up getting alignment. Biggest issue this team seems to be having is against anything that's full immune, because it's so stats effect heavy with Elementalist, Essence of Evil, and the Silence Curse. So anything that's full immune with Invulnerable is kind of annoying. Which they would definitely do to counter you in Guild War. Like they'd probably set an Invulnerable in first slot, or somewhere's on the team that's safe. And then we get our cleanse, so the AI probably wouldn't do it in that order. Then we get our silence, so they can't do anything. Then we can disable them out even more with Essence of Evil. He can't do any skull damage because he's entangled. And we already won off of their Skull Storm. But yeah, this is the defend version. It's not bad. But you wouldn't ever use this offensively. It's too slow to bother with. You can use this as your sole damage source, though, even though Essence of Evil is kind of offsetting it. Yellow Evil Dragon does have enough damage to be your only damage source. I wouldn't advise it, but you could. Yeah, 4 times Dragon offense. I kind of want to replace this out with something that isn't just, what's it called, though? Like Flower Dragon. I kind of want to go with, like, Mist Mother or something here. We still cover every color. I kind of want to go not Dragon Guard, but, you know, to be 4 times Dragon, we kind of have to go Dragon Guard here. I think it's fine without the 50% mana start. We're mostly using Mist Mother for Fair Fire anyways. And then we just have to get this thing off the ground. And Wand of Stars kind of does that for us. Do kind of want to put it into, like, Yellow-Brown. We could end up doing that, like minus red or something. Yellow-Brown. Doesn't exist. Why is every banner I want not existing? Give me minus red into anything. Yellow, blue. Do we care about that? Wait, do we want we don't want minus red though. We want minus on purple actually. Oh, but wait, that's kind of weird though. Because I kind of wanted to do that to go with want to start. You want to go with yellow. It's fine. Alright. I don't know. What else do we want to mess with right now? I kind of want to do a team that's not all dragon. I kind of just want to put on a team that has literally no other dragon on it other than itself. I don't know. What would we do for that then? Let's go to the kin of, put that on the team. It would be kind of funny with the other one, but it would be redundant on curse. Obviously, Elemental's hero class has really good synergy with it. So maybe we run the Elemental route, even though it's only dragon. Having that couple Elemental could kind of work. But no, let's run Elementals. I want to try not to wand here, but I am very tempted to just immediately type in wand. And then just give it a bunch of mana. Because it still kind of needs bless and everything to function. Even though the curse is already supplied by itself. We were just trying to get that really quick disable off the ground. There are other ways to do that though, of course. Could even just leprechaun it. And just cover almost every color that way. Feed it with like one other mana accumulator. I almost want to go do the new hag and just feed it into one other troop that's like a red something. And get like a hag into something. And use the new hag just for fun. This would even be the low rarity team if we were to put something low rarity as this final option. Which I'm very tempted to do. What is a good green hero weapon that is low rarity? That like everyone has laying around. Is there a green extra turn low rarity weapon? Or is something that can kind of extra turn spam? This doesn't have it. This is insta kill, right? No, what was the extra effect on that? I could have sworn one of them had that. Oh, some of these would be pretty fun though. Some of those Doom weapons. Deathbringer, Essence of Honest, Essence of Evil is so tempting. It is so tempting just to click that. It is such a great way to disable things out and everything. We would be slightly blocking our hag, but we get so much mana from Leprechaun it kind of doesn't even matter. But I also kind of want to cover red if we can. Problem is most of these are probably not going to be worth using. Other than Wanda Stars. Try not to put it on the team though. Yeah, most of these just aren't worth it. What's that one bell thing called? I forget its name. Not that bell. What I forget its name? Yeah, Death Keel. I was just double checking if this was green. I feel like I'm forgetting an extra turn green weapon somewheres. Crescendo doesn't count. Wait, Spirit Shot has extra turn on it? Wait, what? It creates 8 blue for it, technically. Oh yeah, this one money locked weapon also had it. I almost forgot about this weapon. I pretty much never show it on anything because it's one of those money locked ones. There's have a way to make purple. I don't think that's that needed though. And this is a weird condition for extra turn. Because we don't have any way to apply web there. Could always go to non-hero route as well. But I kind of want elementals to be able to use the curse. So it just kind of makes sense to use hero on it. So tempted just to put wand there. Though Spirit Shot honestly is interesting because it's a very accessible weapon. You just have to get 250 wins on the hero class. And you can even use it as your final blow if you needed to for resummon. It would have mana drain, but honestly you don't really need it though. I'm trying to use a green weapon here. But yeah, Flash does cover red, but also blocks on blue. If I was to use a completely non-green weapon, I'd prefer it not to block green hag at all. But I kind of want to use it on green so that we can use the excess mana on it. But it would have to be something that has like chip. But I don't want to use like the $5 weapon of any of the two. And web gem just isn't needed. We're already going to lower them to magic. And if they're webbed, I can't actually get it down. Actually, this one's downside of Elementalist. If we entangle them, we can't reduce their attack. Like every time we reduce their attack, it goes down by 0. So they get to maintain their full value of attack. I feel like I'm forgetting some extra turn weapon that isn't the $5 ones. I just wonder there was like one other weird utility weapon that just is like really small poke damage. There's definitely some fun ones in here though. Like Cauldron. And obviously a lot of standard explodey weapons, but I want something a little different than that. Yeah, drill for insta-kill is kind of funny. You would need to have a mech team though for it to be realistic. I'm just gonna put Essence of Evil, I think. Alright, and then the only other thing we need to go do is minus red banner that has a lot of green. Green purple or green brown? I guess brown because we're going elementals. Alright, let's roll with this. We're not using red, but it shouldn't matter too much. And recall this one. It's actually low rarity, oddly enough. This is still low rarity. Low rarity. This is a low rarity team. We're using a 250 wind weapon, a leprechaun of ultra rare, this thing that's like free for glory this week or an epic otherwise. This is a low rarity team for yellow evil. Oh wait, we can run it for green, right? Oh wait, did we have a troop that was in there for Oh yeah, the thing itself, duh, I forgot. The evil dragon itself. Yeah, let's go run this in the middle then. Of course. It is pretty green, but not the final one. There's all the other utilities around it. Yeah, this thing's great for low rarity, by the way. You don't get as much magic for its reduction, but still has all the amount of mana accumulation at the low rarity. And right here, we're mostly just looking to get her or Essence of Evil off the ground. And once we do, we should be good to go. Really bad Leprechaun start, though. Very, very unlucky Leprechaun. I can't even get blue either. This is a really bad start. Biggest issue too is Silence Dragon doesn't get that good in mana accumulation. Like it itself doesn't help you mana accumulate. But look, even things that have immune to silence ends up getting silence. Because of course it does it in a silence curse order. I mean sorry, curse silence order I mean. So you'll end up getting the silence even if they have immune. And at this point, you just infinite loop, get your Essence of Evils down, you know, all the normal stuff you would do with a team like this. And just throw Essence of Evil, disable out things that are a threat. And then just go get all your mana up again and just keep mana accumulating. I always keep doing this until it cycles back into that thing having full mana. We just keep full disabling everything on the opposing team. The only big issue with this is we don't get to utilize the stats back into it. But we do get that early silence, which allows us to actually apply all this. Because without that silence, we might not be able to get everything down. It's the silence that kind of sets everything in motion. So we don't have to worry about them constantly casting. Or we're mostly just doing that as the initial disable. Because if something's both silenced and entangled, they can't really do anything to you. They can't cast. They have 0 skull damage other than like if they take a big burst. Plus they'll be frozen because of elementals. Like you basically disable out anything that they can end up ultimately doing. I guess the biggest downside of this team is we don't have a Beatrix to put on it. So like our own cleanse wise, we don't really have that much. But we have so much value that it shouldn't really even matter. And if we were to replace that in, honestly, I feel like we'd replace Hero with Beatrix. It would just have to be moved further back. We get to get rid of the entangle and everything, but having cleanse might be worth it in a given situation. But she is pretty dependent on taking extra turns. Essence of Evil, not so much, though. We actually don't really care too much if Essence of Evil has the ability to extra turn. All it's really doing is just casting until you win. And you're basically just using the silence to be able to set up all your Essence of Evils. And then just slowly whittle them down. And ideally, Leprechaun just gives you mana immediately. Sometimes it doesn't like doing that, though. But as long as you can get off the ground off a Leprechaun, you're pretty much just good to go. And you just win literally from there. Like this battle. And now we get rid of whatever the biggest threat is. I just keep doing that one by one. Also, probably shouldn't have done heroes. He's kind of already dead there. But then we get all the silences down if they end up living. So they can't do anything. Hero would follow up with stun soon after. Also, why is there such a weak enemy on my final battles? I'm trying to find an enemy that's going to be lasting like more than 3 seconds. And they give me one that has like 10 stats. Because this team works good against things that have high stats. It's a lot of like hard disables on the enemy team as long as you don't have like an invulnerable troop. The biggest thing this one low rarity one is missing is Beatrix for cleanse. It's like the biggest mechanic we don't have. The biggest issue is to realistically put on the team we got to get rid of Hero. We'd also have to use Hag in first slot, which is not ideal. As we would want Hag to be in front of Beatrix ideally, rather than the other way around. And then you would just get your silence down and then you're good to go. They can't really do anything. And then we just get Essence of Evil one more time and just went off of that. And I keep disabling anything else to full disable. And since they're all silenced, they can't do anything. We'd also re-get the Entangle, so they can't do anything. And you just slowly whittle them down. Definitely not meant to win quickly, but you know, it's relatively safe. Minus the lack of immune to freeze. That's the only thing this team's got really missing. Is like throwing that Beatrix down on a team like this. I'm gonna go like a middle rarity one then real quick. Because that's like the biggest thing we're missing on a team like this. Is honestly I almost want to get rid of Hero. The problem is when we start removing stuff, you can only remove so much. Let's start with this plus Beatrix because it's a really good base. Let's try not to do Leprechaun or something else here. So what's the main thing we're missing? Just red. Red Mana Accumulator. Red Empower. I still kind of want to do Leprechaun, just get it into there. Because obviously Beatrix also creates browns, the whole reason we're doing this as well, beyond the cleanse. It gives green-brown, which more conveniently feeds into Yellow Dragon. So we can then silence them all and not need to worry about it once we get the first cast down. So we don't need to worry about the mechanic as much. Because most of these teams, we're just trying to win consistently. We're not trying to win quickly. So we don't need like a Flower Dragon or something. Though that would help a lot. We're just trying to win consistently, not quickly here. This is the whole reason why you would bother putting this onto your team. Because you want to get the silence down and basically just auto-win after the silence. So it's really important just to immediately get that up, which means I kind of want to go Pharaoh here. I kind of want to go double Pharaoh and just not even run Hero. And just get a ton of mana. Same color as it, and then we just go minus red, of course. Into probably green-brown or double brown. Double brown green, sure. I don't know, that feeds a little bit worse into herself, but I think it's fine. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of double greening here. Even though most of our team is brown. I'm also slightly tempted to run his first slot Pharaoh. Which might seem weird. But I need a meat shield to keep Beatrix alive a little longer. And if we're running double Pharaoh like this, we kind of have to run one of the two Pharaohs as our meat shield. Because we need Beatrix to not die like in 5 seconds. And then we just do this and hope we don't miss. I don't think there's anything else we could do on this board. And we missed. Luckily we get like infinite mana per turn, so it doesn't matter too much. Wow, you missed twice! Round 2. As long as this doesn't get stunned, we should be okay. Oh, we got stunned. Panic. Oh no, he silenced us! That's not how this works! Oh no. Yeah, can't do much about Beatrix missing twice. That's not really the Yellow Dragon's fault. That first board was almost guaranteed that was going to miss. That second one was just trolling, though, how on earth that missed. Alright, we'll go for blue here. I forgot, you're mostly just good at feeding to yourself since you're blocking, though. I basically have to not cast them. At least initially. Because we got to get at least one Beatrix before we really do much with them. And once again, we have a really bad board. Do we have anything we can convert away and just not need to deal with? I think we just go for it. It's one of the reasons why I want to go a little bit heavier into green. In case we do get locked out in a situation like this. Let's get rid of purple just to clear out a nice bit of the board. Which of course gets us our silence, which is the main thing we're trying to get rolling. And just having the Beatrix there for all the cleanse. And then from there you just clean up with Beatrix or cast the Evil Dragon more. I don't know, it gets the job done. I'm trying to think of any quicker way we can kind of get it to full mana. The absolute quickest I can think of, which was kind of the original dragon build we were going with the 1, is completely drop hero from a 4x dragon team. Don't even go wand to stars or anything. And just go 50% mana start into the yellow converter. And just do it that way. The problem is that only leaves like one other option to put something there. But like ditch hero, ditch Miss Mother, and basically just go like everything all in. Like go Essentia, go everything, and just get it up immediately. Is kind of tempting. It is decently tempting. Like literally standard dragon team, but instead of flower dragon, you run the yellow silence one. You just get the effect off immediately, and you just immediately get wand of stars, do wand of stars, go into it, win, and then we can minus. I want to minus something into brown, so I want to minus purple into brown. Is that something we could do? Even though it's minusing ones the colors. Because I want to get a brown yellow with double yellow -1 brown. That one, yeah. Let me try this one. Oh, I need to copy paste the team though. Oh, let's see. Not what I wanted. But yeah, never mind. That's the right one. Because we basically just want to feed it up immediately and just do one single damage source off of it. Of course, that's a bit of a liability if it does end up getting disabled or anything. But we're gonna run like single damage source of it. Not even run like a Sensia or anything. I mean, not Essentia. I mean, don't even run Miss Mother or anything. Unfortunately, since it's not Leprechaun, we don't get guarantee alignment. So we will have some starting boards like this that we just can't do anything on. But once we get Wand of Stars, we're pretty much just good to go. Kind of a bad board for this. I kind of want to go Umbral Stars for once. Something we don't normally do. But the second you get Silence down, you kind of just auto-win. And there was enough yellows that just got extra turn, and then we just go for everything else we need. And you just run this as your solo damage source until you whittle them down with just standard Wand of Stars into it. It's very safe. Just feels lame having to have to use Wand of Stars, though. But I don't know. It's just so hard not to use Wand of Stars. Because a lot of the issue the other teams that were running that, you know, we basically were forced to have to run a Cleanser somewheres. Which means we had to use Beatrix, we had to use Divinia, you know, you had to shove something else. It's just so nice to be able to just put Wand of Stars there and be good to go. And not need to worry about it. The biggest issue with Wand of Stars in a team like this, though, is we kind of counter ourselves out, in a sense. I just realized this one's denying brown. I probably should switch up the banner a little. Because I believe I gave +1 to the one other, like the one color we're denying off the board. Which generally you don't want to be doing. I know, I kind of liked it better with Miss Mother. Just so much slower getting off the ground. Oh, no, I gave it plus brown. Okay, never mind, that's fine. Oh, no, never mind, that's the exact issue. No. I don't know, we could do minus brown, I guess. Into yellow purple. So we can get Umbral Stars. Like that. We try it that way. It's not going to make that big a difference regardless, though. Alright, good starting board. Like, this is the ideal situation of this team. You just immediately get a starting board where you do this, and then you silence them all, then you do Wand of Stars, get it recycled back, and you're good to go. Unfortunately, we got on the battle that was as free as it could possibly be. Why is all the enemies so weak all of a sudden? I feel like 3 out of 4 enemies are just like insta one-shot right now. I'm not sure why my PvP battles, when I actually want a hard battle, just keep giving us easy battles. Then when I want easy battles later, it's going to only give us hard battles. Because I need something that survives more than one hit. The whole premise is that we get the silence and then whittle them down. But I can't do that if they keep dying in one hit. We're not even using Miss Mother for damage either. Alright, do we have alignment? No. Do we go for it? No. How about now? Wand of Stars, do something. Good. Alright, now... we silence everything. We don't really care if he gets a bunch of mana because he's silenced anyways. So him getting a bunch of mana means nothing, because he's not getting any. Yeah, there we go. That's the other thing that's pretty nice about 4x silence. Something we haven't really gotten to do in a long while. is you don't need to really worry about them doing anything as long as they don't have, you know, something with full immune or something. You just get the silence down and you're good to go. But anyways, guys, does anyone else have any other questions? Anything? We'll tune up these teams a bit for Friday and probably do some kind of video on it. I even cover a 5th team, as I do kind of want to adjust a couple of these and go one other different angle. I'll see by the time we get there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Overall, yeah, great utility troop. Very situational when you bring it out, but you know, 4x silence is so solid to get. Like the second you get 4x silence, assuming they have no immunes, you kind of just auto win. As long as they don't have any invulnerable or anything else. It's just really solid to be able to get down. Very slow though. Like obviously it's way weaker than Flower Dragon, way weaker than Stellaryx in that regard. But, you know, you kind of have so much momentum the second you get silence on the enemy team that as long as you have silence on them and you have no, you know, you're not frozen or anything on your team, you kind of just snowball from there and just win regardless of your setup. Regardless from low rarity to high rarity to mix to anything else. Like you basically just get this down and make sure you have like some kind of blessed cleanse and just make sure you have immunity to, you know, freeze and such, and you're pretty much just win from there. Works out pretty solid. And I am very surprised how over the top strong this thing is on Infinite Loop, the Green Hag. I almost want to kind of incorporate it with another Green Hag team. The problem is it itself obviously does not use green. And Green Hag mostly benefits from things that have extra turn green potential, like goblins and such. Which is kind of funny that she herself isn't a goblin. She almost looks like one. But, yeah, this Green Hag is actually insane too. I like it funny that it's called Green Hag. Are they going to make a version of every single one of these? Because that'd be funny. There's enough negative gems that they technically could make a hag for every color. Given how strong the green one already is. That'd be funny if they did. Brown hag would have decay gem. Purple hag would, I hope not, lycanthropy. Oh, don't do that. Oh no. Maybe don't do that. Oh no. Could you imagine that? That'd be strong, but probably like so annoying. Since you would not only 4x lycanthropy the enemy team, which could backfire, but also your own team, which could easily also backfire in every direction. That'd be funny though. Oh yeah, we also didn't clean this yet. I'm gonna go grab all these. But anyways, guys, we will be back, I guess next week's Monday. We will be back at, you know, standard time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the video going out on Fridays, kind of messing around with whatever we decide on the final versions of all the evil yellow dragon teams. And we'll go from there. We'll still be doing the Brighter Shore streams throughout the week, as we have been lately. However, I am getting a tooth removed from the back tomorrow. So the next 2 days, even if I am around for anything like that, we won't be able to talk much. Which also means if the update Shadow drops tomorrow for Gems of War, I won't be able to cover it immediately. As I won't be able to talk properly until at least Wednesday, probably. Until the thing stops bleeding and everything, because I wouldn't want to keep moving my jaw. Because that may make it bleed longer. So, hopefully we don't get the update tomorrow. Based on current signs, we shouldn't get an update tomorrow for Gems of War. But if we do, keep in mind, we probably won't cover it till like Wednesday or Thursday if it does come out. But, yeah, hopefully it's next week's Tuesday and not this week's Tuesday. If we even know an official date. They've said like late February. So it could be this Tuesday, the following Tuesday. But they haven't given us any info yet. Which makes me kind of think it's not. Unless they did on the forum. Because on the main page, there wasn't anything mentioning it. Which normally they mention it there too. Unless they dropped it on the forum and I didn't bother checking. No, it's not on the forum. It'd be higher up if it was. Let's see. Wait, what is this with this one? Oh yeah, the curse keeps triggering the submerge on that one thing. It's really funny. I noticed that. Let's see. It wasn't really too big a deal though. Oh, yeah, there's nothing on it. Alright, so it's probably next week's Tuesday. We're safe. Good. It's very unlikely to be tomorrow because they would likely give us some info on the update before it happens. So it might even be in March at this point. It was originally going to be, but then they changed it to February, but it looks like it might be changed back to March. I don't know. I'll find out soon, but hopefully update's not tomorrow. Anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. As always, greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful rest of your President's Day. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone. And thanks for watching.